Okay, I think you can see my screen. Friends, before we continue with web applications, I want to say a few words about Visual C# syntax, because in ASP.NET technology we need to use one .NET language. So here we choose C#. I told you before, and I gave you a lecture notes to study so far. And now just I will, talk a little bit about C# syntax and let me refresh it for you. So I'm going to open .NET Web Application. Okay, empty project. Okay, here I will put a button here. Okay, now okay. Now how we can declare a variable? Friends, C# is very close to C language, so you already know C language, and this is how we are writing variable declaration in C#. You will see that they are very similar. Data types. For example, I want to declare a, let's say that string variable, then I'm saying string. Okay. If I want to declare an integer variable, I will use integer. Then here I'm going to say, let's say that A. Now A will be in string type. Okay. And after that, I'm going to use A. For example, A is equal to hello. Okay. This is the way to use, let's say, declare and use that string variable. If you are going to, let's say that declare an integer, then you say integer, okay, integer x, for example, okay, and while you are declaring it, you can initialize it, okay. It's like C language, no any difference. So we have various data types. You already know string, integer, but we need to be careful about data type conversions. Okay, for example, let's say that you are reading a string. Let's say that we have a text box and we are reading a string from a text box, and you need to convert it to integer. Then you can use parse methods. Okay, to do that. Let's say that we are reading, say that hours, number of work hours. Okay, we have a text box here. Okay, this is my text box, and when you read something from text box, it's in string. Okay. Okay, and we have one more text box that I'm going to display. Now, let's say that I'm going to read hours here. Okay, so I'm saying integer hours is equal to text box 1 or text. Actually, Okay. Let me build the project. Okay. Now, what's the problem here? Okay. Then what I'm going to do, I'm reading something from textbox 1. Actually, when I read a string from textbox 1, so it will be in string, but we have integer variable here, so it may convert it to, into integer. But you can also use, for example, integer dot parse, okay, to convert this string into integer and then assign it to integer variable. Okay. And this parse method is available for integer, for double, for decimal. You can use it, okay? And then after we did that, I'll say integer result, okay? And the result is equal to hours multiply. Let's say that we are paying $10 per hour. So I will find, let's say that how much money we are going to pay. Let's say that salary, for example, this one, okay, it may be more meaningful. Okay. And then I'm going to display salary in textbox 2. Let's run it. And we have errors because we have, a conversion problem here. So I have string. I have to convert this to, string. Let me do it in this way. Salary dot. Okay. And this is the way how to, convert a numeric value into string. Okay, so let's say 5 hours work, then it will be $50. Okay. Okay, friends. Of course, you need to be careful while you are using Windows and web application. They may have differences. Okay. They may have differences. In the lecture notes, you will see that in some points I mentioned that we have some points that you can use it in Windows, but you cannot use it, that technique in web application. So you have to be careful about that. We have ready methods. If you like to use, for example, power or square root, we have math class. So you can use that math class, for example, here. And say math dot, you will see that here you'll have various methods under math class. Okay, and you can use any of them. For example, I want to find square root. Okay, and 16, I'm going to find square root of 16. It's possible. Okay, then to string. Okay, and what about declaring methods in C#? Let's say that we want to declare our custom method. Okay, how we can do that? Okay, let's keep this button click here. And other than button click, I'm going to, let's say, write my own method. For example, I want to display a message when I call it. Okay, so this is access modifier. And then I'm writing which type of value will return back. For this method, it will be nothing. Then I will say void. This means that no value return back. Then what will be my method name? Okay, let's say that display message and parentheses shown. Then I'm ready to write the content or the body of my method. And here I'm saying message in that way. Textbox2 dot text is equal to welcome. Okay. Now this is the method that I declared it. So here I'm going to call it. How do I call it? How can I do that? I will write its name, of course. A message. When I'm typing the name of my method, you will see its name here. Okay. This is IntelliSense feature of Visual Studio, so you will see its name. Then you can write its name here. And let's run it. And I'm clicking button. Sorry. I had to write something in text box 1. Okay. 5, then you see the message is here. So this is my custom method. Okay. Of course, when you are using these type of methods, you can send, let's say, parameter arguments into this method. So you can write parameters for your methods. So you can get some values from outside, from the caller. Other thing is you can return value back to the caller. It's also possible. Okay. And I can write a method, an example method for you. Okay. Now let's say that I want to calculate the sum of two numbers, or let's say that let's calculate the salary. It's better, I think. Okay, delete this part. Here I want to skip it. Let's write another one. Private integer value will return back, and I will find salary calculation. And I will get two parameters, integer, no, one parameter actually, hours, number of hours, okay? And then what I'm going to do, I will have integer result is equal to, let's say that I am paying $5 per hour. So I'm going to multiply 5 with number of hours. And then I will return result back to the caller. So when I have this method, okay, I can say that salary is equal to salary calculation, and of course hours as an argument. Okay, and then I will display salary in Xbox 2. Okay, and here I used this method. Okay, I'm running it. I'm writing, let's say, 5 hours and click button, and you will see that 225. Okay, it runs correctly. Okay, this is the way how to use methods. Okay. Any question? Okay. What about arrays? How we can declare and use them? Let me say a few words about that. Okay, here, let's say that I will have another button. Okay. Button number 2, and when I click on that, what will happen? Okay, let's say that I want an array, okay, an integer array. So I'm writing its type and square brackets, then the name of the array. Let's say that my array, and I will say it is equal to new integer. And I will say size. It means that how many elements. Let's say that we have 5 elements. Okay. Now I have an array. Its name is my array, and it will have 5 elements. The type of these elements is integer. Okay. Then this is the way to declare our array, and don't forget the subscript for my array starts from 0. This means that if you have 5 elements, your subscript will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So here, let's say that I want to fill my array, and I want to access elements. So I'm saying array, my array 0 is equal to, let's say that 5. My array 1 is equal to 6. And this is the way how we can access our elements. Okay, but if you know the values, we have a shorter way instead of writing element one by one and change its value. So instead of doing this, we can do it here. After I declare my array, I can initialize it here. I can say 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I have 5 elements here, and I declared as well as initialized my array. This is possible. Okay. Okay. Now what about filling the array with random numbers? Is it possible? Yes, possible. So I will show you a way. Okay, then here let me create a random object. So I'm saying random rand is equal to new random, and random dot next okay, this is minimum value, and it will find me a value between 1 and 10. Okay, or let's say that 1 and 100. So as you see, the first one is minimum value and the second one is maximum value. Okay, and when I call this method, it will return me a value within this specific range. And don't forget, when we say here 1 to 100, the value will be an integer value in this range, okay? Let's see. Here, I can write a loop, say for I is equal to 0, integer I is equal to 0 to I less than 5 and I plus plus, okay? I have a for loop. It's like C, as you see, and I will say my array I is equal to want next and 100. Not this one. Now I initialize my array. Okay. While I'm doing that, if you like, you can display it in your text box. Okay. And here, I'm going to change my text mode of this text box to multi-line. Okay. So it will display me the numbers. Okay. Then I'm going back, and here, let's change my array size to 50, and I'm going to initialize my element, my array, which has 50 elements, and I will fill it with random numbers. So when I do that, I want also to display these numbers in multi-line text box. And what I'm doing here, I will say textbox2 dot text is equal to textbox2 dot text. I don't want to clear the content of textbox. I want to append new element there. So this is why I'm doing that. And my array I string. And then I can say new line. I will move to the next line. Okay. So in the next type in text box will be in the new line. So I will see the values line by line. Okay. Let's run it and see what happens. Then we can continue. Okay, I'm clicking button and you see, okay. Now, the second thing is here, friends, you have to be careful when you are using random next. It will randomly generate numbers between 1 and 100. 1 is included, 100 is not included, okay? 1 is inclusive, 100 is exclusive. So it will generate random number between 1 and 100, but the number cannot be 100, okay? It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, till 100, but the number cannot be 100, okay? Don't forget. Now, okay, let me give you a task. Starting from this point, what I want you to do, I'm giving you, let's say, 10 minutes, okay? Use this piece of code, generate 100 numbers for this one-dimensional array, okay? And I want you to write a method, but I didn't show that. Okay, anyway, I will show it later. In this method, no need to write another method. in this method, I want you to, but let me show you, then you can do that. Sorry. Before I give you the task, let me say how you can pass an array into a method. Okay, how you can pass an array into a method. You are just okay. You are just, for example, we have a method here, private. Let's say that new method. Okay, and here in my parameters, I want to pass my array here. So you need to say integer array, for example. Okay, when you do that, in this method, you can use the passed array. Okay, you can use your passed array here. Okay, for example, if you let's say that if you don't know the number of elements here and you want to use your array, you can use, for example, for each integer element in your array. This is the way, for example, to use a for loop for your array. Okay, and this element will be the elements in your array starting from the first one. This is one way. The second way, while you are moving your not moving, I mean passing your array into a method, for example, you can use another parameter, integer no, and you can pass number of elements here. So instead of for each, you can use, let's say that for loop. Okay, you can use for loop. And here you can use number of elements. Okay, this is also possible. Anyway, this is the way how we can pass your array into a method. So in this exercise, what I'm asking you to do, I want you to write me a method. First of all, you will initialize your array with random numbers. Okay, the random number when you are generating random number, it can be between 1 and 100, no problem. Your array can have 50 elements, no problem. But you will write another method to find the maximum value in the array. Okay, and that method will return maximum value to the caller. Okay, write a new method, call it that new method, and pass your array to there. That new method will find the maximum element in your array, and it will return maximum array back to the caller. So when you get it back, you will display it in text box too. Okay. Now I'm giving you 10 minutes for this. I think it's clear. You can start. Okay. Okay, friends, I think it's okay. Any question? Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay, now I will continue with web application. So I'm going to create new project, and I want to show you how you can design your graphical user interface in your web applications, and which type of controls and basic controls you can use in your web applications. So here, okay. Now, friends, I'm going to design a web application. One of the best way that I prefer, if you are using relative positioning, okay, you know what is relative positioning, to use tables. So I'm going to add table here, okay? Let's say that 9 rows and 2 columns. So I'm going to fill this table. Here, let's say that I want to enter customer name. And here I want to have my model. Actually, I will try to design a web application for automobile gallery. Okay, so customer name, model of the car, accessories, color. These are some important features of the car. And here I'm going to put a button. Okay, I will give a name to this button. I will say, for example, at the order, I'm going to buy a car, or the customer comes to the gallery and the customer wants to buy a car, but they can buy, one or more cars. So I will have at the order button, and if you like, you can change its color. Okay, we have other features here. You can try them. Okay, and then here, let me delete this part. Okay, here I want to use a list box, okay, because I want to list the orders in list box, okay, and then I will have another table. Let's say 2 rows, 2 columns, okay, and here I will have a button for delete the selected record in list box, and the one for this and one for clearing the whole text box, okay? Okay. And also I want to use hyperlink, one hyperlink here, okay? Okay, and this, I will talk about that. Okay, now customer name, I'm going to use text box for that. In this text box, the user will enter customer name. For the model, I can use drop-down list. Okay, I'm clicking drop-down list from Smart Tag menu. I can say edit items, or from the properties. Okay, I'm clicking drop-down list, and from the properties, I can click items. Doesn't matter. Both will have the same effect. Okay, and it will let me to enter some models here. I added 2 models. The first one is, let's say, Honda Fit. And the second one, let's say that Toyota Vitz, okay? And this is a drop-down list. The user will choose the model from here. Then I have accessories. I'm going to use checkbox for that. Okay. And let me use one more. The first one will be for sunroof. Okay. So I will say it's text sunroof. And the second one can be, let's say that MP3 player. Okay. Okay. You can add more actually, but now 2 is enough. Color, okay. I will use radio button list. It's not radio button. I will use radio button list. Okay. These two are two different controls. May have the same idea, but different controls. Here I will use radio button list. From Smart Tag menu, I'm adding items. I will have 3 colors. Okay. Red, green, and blue. Okay. And we have add order button. This is list box. This is the method for deleting the selected record from the list box and clear for the list box, and we have hyperlink. Let's start one by one. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, let's say that when the user clicks add to order button, what will happen? Now, what will happen? Of course, I'm going to collect the data from customer name, model, accessories, and color, and I will create a record and add it into list box. So I'm double clicking here. First of all, I'm creating a string variable. Okay. This is, let's say that record, and my record will be equal to text box 1 text. This is the customer name. Okay. And I will put some space because the next data will be appended to record, so there will be a gap between them, and I will easily read that. I mean, the user will easily read that. So record plus equal. What I have next, I'm checking it. I have drop-down list, so I'm going to read the item selected in drop-down list. So here I will say drop-down list 1 dot selected item dot text. Okay. And of course I can put some space here. Okay. And then what I have next, I have accessories. I have 2 checkboxes. You know, checkbox means it can be selected or unselected, but I have 2 checkboxes, so I need to check them separately. Here, if box 1 checked, then if the first one is checked, then I will add sunroof. The first one is later with sunroof, so record plus equal to sunroof and some space. Okay. Then if checkbox 2 dot checked is equal to true, then I'm going to add MP3 player as well. Okay. After checkboxes, what I have radio button list, and this is radio button list. So I do not want to check one by one like radio button. So here, what I'm going to do, I will directly say like drop down list. I will say record plus equal radio button list one dot selected item text. And my record is ready. When I finish my record, then what I'm going to do, I will add it into my list box. How I'm doing that? List box, items, add. And here the record will be added into list box one. Let's try it. Here I'm saying Yıltan, Toyota bits, I want sunroof and green color. And as you see, it is added. Okay, Ali, I want on the feet, sunroof, MP3 player, and red color. You see, I can add orders here. And Ali wants Toyota bits as well, without any accessories, but blue color. Okay, this is the way to, fill list box. Okay, what about the rest? Okay, then I have delete the selected record here. And what I'm doing here, when I'm double clicking here, I will, delete the selected record. So first of all, I declared variable one as string, and I will say variable one is equal to listbox one dot selected item dot text. This will give me the selected item from listbox one. And after I get which item selected from listbox one, then after that I can use again listbox one items and remove that record. By doing that, I can remove that record. Let's try it. Okay. Okay, let's say that I want to delete this one. Okay, delete the selected, but first of all, I need to select that. Then I'm clicking delete the selected. And as you see, it is deleted. Okay. Okay, what about clear? It's very easy. Just you will need to type, I'm going to clear list box. So items dot clear. Okay. It will clear everything in list box one. Okay, let's try it. Okay. Okay, then I'm clicking clear. And as you see, everything is deleted. Okay, what about hyperlink? Now I'm going to add one more form into my project. I'm going to add web form 2. Okay, and here let's say that this is my about part. Okay, you can write anything here, you can use anything here. If you like, you can put image here and let's say that add new folder image. Oops. And you can put an image here. Just a minute, I will find the image and I will add it here. Okay. Okay, we have images. Okay, I can add this guy. Okay, and I'm clicking image. For the image URL, I'm choosing this image. Okay, now I have image here. Okay, and I'm saving it. This is just web form 2. Okay, let's say this is about page. I'm going back to here, and for the hyperlink, I'm clicking on that. Okay, and text is, let's say that about page. Okay, about page can be used as text. And here we have navigate URL. So I can choose web form 2. Okay. Okay. Then I'm running my project. And here, when I click about page, web form 2 will be shown. Okay. So you can use hyperlink control for such things. Okay. Oh, time is 10:15. Okay, friends, I'm stopping here. And I'm going to take attendance and finish the lecture. So I'm stopping recording.